What's going on, you guys? Kaiju Reviews here, and I'm coming at you with another video. This time we are going to do a review on someone other than Godzilla, even though this is still technically Godzilla. This is SH MonsterArts Mechagodzilla, aka Kiryu. Now this monster comes from the 2002, well, let me put it this way. This version of this monster comes from the 2002 film Godzilla against Mechagodzilla. And as always, before we get into the figure, let's give a look at his box. Now, as you can see, we have a open window here where you would see Kiryu standing. We got a nice image of Kiryu here, and as you can see, he is MFS3 multi-purpose fighting system is what they called him. And we got the classic slash marks, and here we got Kiryu's name again. I'm assuming that's Kiryu's name. And we got some very nice product image of Kiryu. This is his pose for the cover of the movie. This is Kiryu flying. This is a jetpack port thingy, which I will show you. Shows him all suited and ready for action. Got a nice image of Kiryu right there. Some more Kiryu here, and the legal Jordan down at the bottom. And not much going on at the top. Alright, well, let's get the box out of the way and get into the figure itself. Now this figure here is my second favorite SH MonsterArts figure, but it is my most favorite Godzilla enemy. And this thing is just a very fantastic piece. This is one of those pieces where I would highly recommend it for any collector that's collecting these Godzilla's figures. This is a must-have figure, even though his price point is very high right now. But let's get a good look at him. You can see he has the very nice metallic silver paint. You can see the glowing green or yellow eyes. You can see the wires going through his neck. That is incredible amounts of detail. You see vents right here. You can see plates. You can even see the giant bolts that's in there. Some more wiring going through his stomach and in his armpits, down in the crotch areas. Just the detail in this is amazing. And he does have die-cast feet. His feet are made of die-cast, so he is very heavy. So he's not going to be one of those ones that are easily tipped over. Got the dorsal plates are... Oh man, I just love this figure. Even on the bottom of his feet, man. Just amazing amounts of detail captured. Amazing. Alright, for accessories, he comes with tons of accessories. The biggest accessory that we have is his jetpack slash missile pods. I couldn't think of what to call these, but these are his missile pods that he had in the movie. Very nice blue paint, very movie accurate. You see we got the gunmetal color here. That's very nice. You can see the insides of the missile pods. Very nice. And there's the thrusters there. Huh, has some lettering right there. Made in China. Oh, okay. Yes, this is a very nice piece. I don't know what these are. I guess they're like sensors or whatever, don't know. The next accessories, he has two, and that are his shoulder, or not shoulder, his wrist cannons. Put one down while we use one. And it's the nice blue and the metallic silver. Not too much going on this side. Very nice. This right here ports into his elbow. I will show you where that is. This thing does extend outward. And he has a port here, and that is for moving into the next accessory. He also has two of them. All these little sword dagger thingies. Very, very, very nice metallic silver. And you can see the etchings right there. Very nice. And they port right into here. And they port in very nicely. They're not loose. They won't come out. You see, I'm having a see. So once you port those in, you won't lose those. And the next set of accessories are, he gets interchangeable eyes. Now I'm gonna take this off. This is the set that I had him with, as you can see. These are standard his glowing eyes. This is when he's powered up. He has another set of eyes where you can see how they have the little ribs in them. The little, I call them ribs, but you can see lines going through them. This right here, I think, is when he's shut down. It could be the opposite. I'm not exactly sure, and you can look underneath there and you can see the indentions there. And, oops, excuse me guys. And you can see how this one, it's completely smooth. Now my most favorite one is these, the red eyes. Now this is the eyes set when the spirit of Godzilla took over him. And that might sound a little crazy for those who don't know, but this kaiju was created using the bones of the original Godzilla. The Godzilla from 1954 was killed by Dr. Serizawa with the oxygen destroyer, and then a second Godzilla came along, and so the humans were like, okay, well, what are we going to do? How can we combat Godzilla and save our city? And they got together and made a cyborg, basically, from the bones of the original. And to port these in, you just get your figure here. You see the top of his head. You just place those right there. And if you want to change them, you just pull off on it, like so. And you just interchange them out. I prefer the red eyes. Red is my favorite color. So we're going to go with that. Now, to put on his forearm blasters, what we need to do is he has a tiny peg right there that needs to come out. Now this piece is super tiny. It is so easy to lose this piece, so make sure you're doing it on a wide flat surface so that way you don't lose it. And like I said, make sure you don't lose it like I just did mine. Anyways, we're gonna continue on. So, and you will take this little peg here and you will peg it into where that one was, and then you have a little bump right here. See the indentation right here? It ports in right there. So we're going to do that. It's a tight fit. There we go. Excuse me guys, I was off camera. And that's how you port that in. Now he has two, so that means we have another little bitty teeny tiny piece that we need to pull out. Alright, was able to save this one, but you can see just how teeny tiny this is. I mean, just look at how tiny it is to the figure. I mean, I can barely see that on the camera. Move this way off to the corner, that way we don't lose it. Alright, so again, take that little tiny piece and you peg it right there, and you take this here, make the indentation here fit into the elbow joint here. Alright, and that's how The shoulder, I keep calling it shoulder cannons. The forearm blasters are equipped. Looking very nice. Now for his backpack, his jet blaster and missile pods, we go around to the back, and there are 3 dorsal plates that come off. You got one here, and one here. And all you do is just grab them, give them a little wiggle, and these come right off. Now these are fairly small themselves, so don't lose these. They are definitely larger than the other pieces that we took off. One I lost. I'll probably find it lying around somewhere. And you pull that off, and now you have 3 pegs here, here, and here. You just line it up with the 3 pegs here, there, and there. So we are going to line this up just like so. Uh-oh. Well, come on now, don't be stubborn. There we go. Hit click in, bring those down, and here we have a fully armed Kiryu. Now, for these, I showed you how to put these in already, but again, they just port in right here. It doesn't matter which one you put where, they are the exact same. And now we have a fully equipped Kiryu, ready for action with Godzilla. Alright, now for articulation, with all SH MonsterArts figures, the jaw opens. Get a good look on the inside of the mouth, and you can see he has dual maser cannons at the very back of his mouth. And you can see the teeth. Let's get a closer look. It is a really nice sculpt. Alright, and the head. Alright, so you can look down that far. Can't really look up very far. I mean, he looks up at a slight angle, but I feel like they could have done a little bit more, and it's not hindered by the backpack. You get not too much side to side movement. Arms come up that far. Has a shoulder joint. They do rotate forward. He has a 90-degree bend at the elbow, and the wrists are on ball joints, so you can spin and tilt those freely. Now he has a gimmick. Well, he has several gimmicks. You can actually open up his chest, exposing the Absolute Zero cannon. Now the Absolute Zero cannon basically, when fired, completely freezes whatever it hits into dust. It would freeze, stay solid for a few seconds, and it will just crumble to dust. So that's very nice that they included that. He has a nice waist joint. You crunch forward a little bit, you get that. And he does have some, he has a really good pivot, and he can turn side to side. And one thing that I like that they did was that they let this here be one of those free hanging pieces where as you move it, you can see how it moves with the figure, stays in line fairly, but it completely doesn't hinder the movement. Feet don't really move forward, and that's mainly due to this little hose right here. I mean, I'm sure if this hose wasn't here, it would articulate more, but that is as far as we get. He has a really good bend in the knee, a lot more than most figures, and the feet just pretty much hinge forward. As you can see, he has a hinge right there, and it's on a ball joint, so you can spin and tilt the foot freely, but the ankle actually hinge that back. And another gimmick that he has, I almost forgot. Let's see if I can get it open. There we go. Boom. Thrusters. He has 2 thrusters on each hip, and yes, they articulate. You can move those side to side. He has a couple of them on his back that you can move back and forth. Oops, excuse me guys, bumped the camera. He has 1, 2, 3, and 4 on his body, and then 2 on this jetpack. And I just unpegged that. Oops, excuse me, I am hitting the camera with Kiryu's tail. I do apologize. And speaking of, I forgot the tail articulation. Each and every single piece except for here is individually articulated. I mean, you can get some crazy tail poses. Getting back, standing straight and organized. And we are going to do some size comparison. Here he is with the SH MonsterArts Burning Godzilla, and as you can see, this Kiryu stands taller than this Godzilla, which I feel is very inaccurate, because Kiryu and Godzilla and the movie were around 60 meters tall, where this Godzilla was about 100 meters tall. So this Godzilla should be this high. And to get him compared to another monster other than Godzilla, we have SH MonsterArts Gigan, and Gigan is just somewhat, well, I'm not going to say somewhat, he is much taller than Kiryu. And actually, this version of Gigan, I feel like is a close in scale, but this Godzilla is not in scale with either of those figures. Well, guys, that's going to conclude our video for Kiryu. I will recommend to keep his tail on the ground, so that way you have 3 points of contact, because if you have his tail upward, he does have the tendency to want to fall backwards on you. I got him balanced right there. You can see I got him pretty well balanced right there. But is this a must-have piece for the collection? Absolutely. This is one of the most detailed figures in the SH MonsterArts line, in my opinion. Now, you might feel different about that. If you do, comment down below and let me know which one you think is the most detailed figure. Now, I know how the Godzilla figures, how they have the scales going all the way across, but this right here is just a amazing piece. If you enjoyed, oopsie, go falling backwards. If you enjoyed this content, please leave a like, subscribe, and tell your friends all about it. And I will catch you guys on the next video.